Now, you said also you care about your races and you want to struggle for it. It depends how. It depends how. If, for example, you are a citizen, and in this society you celebrate your background, your origins, your language, your religion in a positive way, which is not to promote yourself at the price of the rights of the other, by insulting, by not having a sense of decency in your speech. You know, even in our discussion in the Western countries where the people say, you know, they have a very selective freedom of speech process. They say, if it's with Islam, you can say whatever you want. And someone was challenging them, say, we are going to say to the Jews what you are saying about Muslims. And he was banned from the country. Okay, but that's not the point. I don't want to enter this competition. And my answer to people who are attacking Muslims is not to attack them. لا تسبوا الذين يدعون بدون الله فيسبوا الله عدوا بغير علم. So you don't do this. You don't attack the people. They are doing back to you. We have to be noble and have a sense of decency. And we should say to the people, freedom of speech is good, but it's not because you have the right to say whatever you want that you say anything which is, you know, insulting the people. You have to have a kind of reasonable way to deal with your rights. This is a sense of decency. So when you say we are celebrating our races, that's fine, go ahead, but not by insulting and not by promoting discriminations. So the fact that as a Muslim or as a Christian or as a Chinese or as whatever, you like it, you promote it, yes, but based on ethical ground that you don't insult, that you respect, and you put it in positive terms. It's a competition for the best. It's not a competition by counting how many people you have. You get it? It's really a sense of, how do we deal with people? How do you deal with people? And this us versus them, I'm sorry. I go to many mosques. The rhetoric is always us versus them. Who is this them you are talking about? I'm advocating a new we. In multicultural society, a new we, us as a nation. And we celebrate our differences. Let me celebrate Islam and show that I love Islam. And the more I can show to the people I love Islam, the better I will be in this society. Because I am not prevented from showing how much I love my religion, or I love Christianity, or I love Buddhism, whatever. But let this celebration not be something which is promoting, you know, hatred, divisions, and discriminations. And the best way is always to remember something. You can celebrate your race, but with one condition. If someone from your community is doing something bad, you should never be my community right or wrong. No. My community right, my community wrong, I will stand up against the one who is doing wrong. This is the Islamic teaching, by the way, that we can find in all our tradition. Help your brothers or your sisters when they are right or wrong. And one companion said, how could I help my brother when he's wrong? Stop him from doing wrong. So this, you know, yes, this is something which is important in our involvement in our community. I don't have a problem with people who are celebrating their belonging to a culture or a religion. It depends how. And many Muslims, they come to me when we are self-critical and say, don't say this in public. Don't say this. This is between us. Muslims should be unified. Unified on the basis of what? Of what is wrong? No. In the basis of discrimination towards people, just to show that we are powerful? No, I'm sorry. To be powerful based on what is wrong is to be weak. That's the reality of... No, but it's not a joke. It's real. It's in our life. It's a way of life with others. In fact, if you follow in the footsteps of the Prophet ﷺ, the way he was with this young Jew that he was respecting till he was passing away, the way he was respecting even the Jew that was throwing his bin on when he was passing, and he went to ask about his health when the first day he was not able to do this. Can you imagine someone who was insulted day in, day out, and the only day he's not insulted, he's asking, why are you not insulting me today? But look at the way he was dealing. What is happening with you? What's wrong with you? And what about your health? We are doing the other way. It's the other way. It's another mentality that we have to nurture an ethical ground, even with our kids in our schools. In every one of us, I'm also talking to the Christians here. Be very cautious, very careful, not to come with an education with this us versus them, and us as Christians and the Muslims, be careful. You trust them, but not completely. And we are doing the same on all the sides. It's a multicultural society based on mutual mistrust. It's true. It's true. So we may have to change. So this is you. About my grandfather. You know, once again, I wrote about him. I read and I wanted very often, you know, I wanted the people, because very often, you know, in Malaysia, when you come and you are the grandson of Hassan Al-Banna, rahimahullah, it's great. If you go to some other countries, it's not so great. So, depending where you are. But at the end of the day, I think that what is important is for the people to know who he was and what he did. He passed away, he was 42. He started his commitment with the Muslim Brotherhood. He was very young, 22, when he started the whole thing. 20 years before he was killed. And he was killed by the British, deciding that what he was doing was very dangerous. The problem I have with many, you know, Muslim brothers and many people who are talking about him is that they are not reading him the way he should be read in the context within which he was living. It's really impressive, the in-depth of his understanding of his society. You know, this is a man at 42, when the people were counting how many villages he visited. It's 17,000 villages in Egypt in the 40s. Can you imagine what it means? Traveling around, he was a teacher, and he was talking and educating the people. And when he was asked, why don't you write books? He said, I educate men, meaning men and women. Okay, just for you to understand that it's human beings. So because he started, you know, he's the first, he was criticized when in 33 he created the first schools, the first school for women. My mother, Hafidhahullah, was born in 33, and this is when he started. He said, we need schools for women in this country. And Al-Azhar, by the way, saying, look at this guy who claimed to be the guide of a new generation of Muslims. He is now doing and creating schools for women. And he said, yes, this is the way. And he had women within. So many people, when they come to, you know, the Muslim Brotherhood, they even some who were followers, you know, I had a discussion with Sheikh Yusuf al-Qardawi when he was saying, I disagreed on one point with Hassan Al-Banna, is about multipartism. That Hassan Al-Banna, he was saying Hassan Al-Banna was against, you know, multipartism and was only advocating one party. In fact, it's not true. At the beginning of his life, he wrote about the fact that the British are trying to divide us in parties, so we have to be united as Egyptians. But just before he passed away, 2 years before he passed away, he wrote an article saying to the Muslim Brotherhood, we are not a political party, so go to all the parties you want depending on your feeling and do what you have to do. So advocating the fact that multi-parties was part of the game, so not being against. So what I would suggest to the people who are referring to him, that sometimes they need to come back to a better understanding of what he did and to put him into context, because even now we may agree or not with some of these views. He's a human being. He was young and he said things in the 40s that now maybe we have to reassess, of course. And anyone, even his grandson, is just studying what he said, what he did, and put things into context and say, is this the same thing that we are facing now? The global world of in 2000 is not the same in the 40s. The reality of colonization has changed. The new type of colonization on economic and cultural terms is completely different from the political nation-state reality of this time. We have to reassess this.